Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another summer nail design, and today we're doing these super cute fairy-inspired nails. This set was actually chosen by you guys in a vote on my Instagram. If you want to be part of the next vote, make sure you're following me on there. I also found this set on Instagram, so I'll have the original credit on the screen. This is going to be a Gel X nail tutorial, so let's get right into it. First, I'm going to trim my natural nails nice and short so that they don't peek out from underneath the extensions. If you're currently growing out your natural nails, you can definitely skip this step. Next, I'm going to file my natural nails to smooth out any jagged edges left from clipping. I'm using a glass hand file, but you can use whatever hand file you prefer. I personally like using a glass file because it's a little bit more gentle on my natural nails and gives me a nice, smooth edge. Next, I'm going to clean up my cuticles using the Sally Hansen Instant Cuticle Remover. This helps soften the cuticle and loosen any dead skin from the nail plate. I'm just going to apply it around the cuticles and let it sit for about 10 seconds, then gently push them back with a metal cuticle pusher. You'll notice it kind of turns white as it loosens the dead skin. I try to keep this whole process under a minute, and then I'll wash my hands with soap and water to remove the serum. I'm also going to trim my cuticles, but you can skip this step if you're not comfortable doing it. I'm only removing the dead skin, not the living tissue. Now I'm going to lightly buff the surface of my natural nails to remove the shine and help the product adhere. You can use a sanding band if you prefer, but I like to use a buffing block because it gives me a little bit more control and is a little bit more gentle on my natural nails. Now I'm going to quickly size out my extensions. I'm using the Ombre sculpted long almond shape today. I like using sculpted tips because my natural nails are a little bit more curved and not very flat, so they fit my nail shape better than the natural tips. That said, sculpted tips also work really well on flat nail beds as well, so they're kind of a universal option. And because they already have a built-in apex, you don't necessarily have to build one yourself, which is another bonus. I'm just going to size each tip so that it fits perfectly from sidewall to sidewall. If it's too tight, I'll size up, and if it's overlapping onto my skin, I'll size down. Once I have the perfect sizes, I'll set them aside. Next, I'm going to dehydrate my nails using the Protein Prep Vitamin from Sweetie Nail Supply. This is essentially a dehydrator that removes any oils and cleanses a natural nail before applying adhesive. I'm following that up with Young Nails Protein Bond. This stuff is like magic and is honestly one of my holy grail products for amazing retention. I'm just going to apply a thin layer and let it air dry for a couple of minutes. To make it easier to remove this nail set later, I'm going to apply a peel-off base coat underneath my extensions. You definitely don't have to do this, but I'm using the Jello peel-off base coat today. I'm going to apply 2 coats, curing for 60 seconds in between each one. This will allow me to peel the set off within the next few days or weeks whenever I'm ready to remove it. If you're not using a peel-off base coat, you can use a regular base coat instead, or even apply a thin layer of your gel glue. I personally prefer using gel glue, and I'll show you the one I'm going to use in just a few minutes, so stay tuned. But first, I'm going to etch the inside of my extensions to give the gel glue a better surface to grip onto. This step can really help with retention and reduce the chances of your extensions popping off prematurely. I'm using my e-file at around 6,000 RPM with a small sanding band, which I prefer over the larger ones because it's easier to maneuver inside these smaller tips. I'm just lightly etching the inside. There's no need to overfile. And since I sometimes get a little bit of dust on my peel-off base while doing this, I'm just going to quickly wipe my nails with some rubbing alcohol before moving on. For my gel glue, I'm going to use the Feel So Good Strong Nail Base and Balancing Clear Gel, and I'll be flash curing the extensions with my gooseneck nail lamp. I'm going to apply some gel glue to the inside of the extensions, allowing a little extra around the cuticle area, and then I'll place the tip down at a 45-degree angle, slowly pushing the gel towards the free edge to prevent any air bubbles from forming. Once the gel reaches the free edge, I'll flash cure it underneath my gooseneck lamp for 15 seconds to hold it in place, then move on to the next nail. Once all of the extensions are on, make sure to cure the entire set in a full-sized nail lamp for 60 seconds to fully cure the gel glue. I noticed I didn't quite reach the free edge of my natural nail on my pinky, so I'm just going to fill that area in with a little bit more gel glue on a brush and cure it again. I'm also adding some top coat to the underside of my extensions to keep everything nice, clean, and clear. Now I'm going to bump my e-file up to around 5000 RPM and lightly refine the cuticle area. I'm using a 240 grit sanding band for this step. The Apres tips I'm using already have a very thin cuticle area, but I like to go over it just a little bit more to make everything flush with my natural nail. I'm also going to lightly etch the lengths of my extensions so that the polish has something to grip onto. And I'm also going to refine the almond edges to soften up those sharp, pointy tips. After wiping the dust away with some rubbing alcohol, I'm going to use the Yogurt Nail Korea's oval brush to seal the cuticle area. I'm just adding a little bit of acetone to my brush to help melt and smooth everything together. For my base, I'm going to be using this silky white rubber base from Soft Gel. This is probably my favorite milky white rubber base. I like to start by applying a slip layer. This will help make it easier to guide my product down the nail, and then I'll pick up a larger bead and start swooping it from side to side all the way to the free edge. And since these are longer nails, I am using a good amount of rubber base. And once I've laid that down, I'm going to take a small liner brush and just redefine the cuticles in the sidewalls, get it as close to there as possible, and then I like to flip my nail over and kind of move the direction of the rubber base where I want it to go in the apex. And then once I'm happy with the shape, I'll just secure it. I like to do about a 30-second cure and then move on to my next nail. But once you're done doing all the nails, make sure you fully cure for 60 seconds. Here's what my nails looked like after all the rubber base is applied. And let's get into the design. Madame Glam generously gifted me this early fall/late spring collection called the I Am Abundant collection, and it has this gorgeous pink that was perfect for me to use in this design. Since I'll be sponging on my gel polish to create the ombre and the auras, it's important to use a highly pigmented gel to make doing the design much easier, and this is exactly that. I like to soak my sponge in a little bit of rubbing alcohol before putting on my gel polish, just to help with an even application. And I'm going to sponge the pink onto my index finger as an ombre. And on my middle nail, I'm doing an aura, focusing most of the product in the center and spreading it out nicely along the edges. I did another ombre on my ring finger, and then I did an aura on my pinky. The inspiration picture didn't show the thumbs, so I did improvise that and decided to do an ombre as well. You're going to want to do multiple coats of this to make sure that the color really pops underneath the chrome. I did 2 layers in total, curing in between each layer for 60 seconds, but if you really want the color to pop, just keep adding more layers. Next, we have to apply our chrome, so I'm going to be using my favorite top coat for chrome application. This is the Mayo Glass Top. I've used numerous top coats before, and this is just my favorite one. I'm going to apply a layer of this top coat on every nail as evenly as possible. Really make sure to get into those edges and make sure everything is even before you cure, because if there's any spots missing top coat or anything's unevenly applied, it's going to show up in the chrome application, so just make sure everything looks nice. After I apply my top coat, I'm going to cure it in my lamp for 30 seconds, and then wipe off the inhibition layer with some rubbing alcohol. This makes a big difference on how your chrome is applied. And this is the chrome powder I'm using today. This is Jello Jello's Satin Pearl, I believe. It was a little bit pricey, I'm not gonna lie, but you guys, when I tell you I could see my reflection in this chrome, I was amazed. It was so beautiful. So yes, it's on the pricier side, but you can definitely tell where your money is going. And no, I'm not sponsored. I bought this with my own money. I'll have it linked down below along with everything else I'm using in today's video. Now, 30 seconds is usually the sweet spot for my lamp, but I noticed that some areas weren't picking up the chrome quite as well, so I think I may have slightly overcured my top coat. Cure times can vary from lamp to lamp. You'll definitely want to test this out with your own lamp. Try different cure times on some swatch sticks and see what works best for you. I think somewhere around 20 to 25 may have worked better for this particular chrome, but overall it still picked up beautifully. Once I was happy with the chrome, I removed as much excess powder as I could using a small cubed sponge. I went over it a couple of times because there was quite a bit of residue, and then I sealed everything in with another layer of top coat. Just make sure you use a top coat that you don't mind getting chrome powder into, because some of that powder will most likely make its way into the bottle. Then cure for 60 seconds or whatever the full cure time is for your top coat. Now I'm moving on to the nail art. I'm putting some white gel polish on my art palette and using a 20mm liner brush. I'm going to saturate the bristles nicely and then start painting those detailed lines. These brushes are super thin and really good quality for Amazon brushes. I'll have them linked down below as well because I've honestly fallen in love with them. I used to have to trim my bristles on my liner brushes just to get them right, but with these, I haven't had to do them at all. They come with the perfect amount of bristles right out of the package, which I really appreciate. So far, so good. I definitely recommend these. Anyways, I'm just doing all of the line work on my nails. I'll have the inspiration picture on the side so you guys can follow along. Since this chrome was super reflective, it can be a little bit hard to see the details on camera, so the reference images make it easier to follow. The line work is pretty simple, just a few lines here and there, nothing too crazy. I'm also flash curing for about 5 seconds in between each section to make sure everything is in place before giving it a full cure at the end. Once I'm done with the lines, I'm adding a few dots along the longer lines, about 4 or 5 each. For the thumb, I am freestyling it like I said, so I did 2 little streaks and added some dots along them to keep everything cohesive. Now I'm going to create my flowers using the clear 4-in-1 Glux gel from a cart, which I also got from Amazon. I'm rolling the gel out with my tool until it looks like a little log or like a spaghetti noodle, and then I'm cutting it into small, equal-sized pieces. I'm placing 5 pieces in the center of my middle nail, right over those scattered lines we created earlier. Then I'm pressing each piece down, keeping most of the pressure in the center so that the edges flare out and create the petals. I definitely recommend doing your line work before adding the clear gel. It's much easier than trying to paint over a textured surface, and I'm just going to spread the petals out until they cover the lines completely, and then I'm going to flash cure the flower to hold everything in place, and then go ahead and give your flower a full cure. Now onto the charms. For the butterflies, I'm using these 3D Aurora ones. To adhere them, I'm going to be using the McCart rhinestone gel, and I'm just going to place the glue wherever I need it and adding the charms one by one, starting with the large pearl on my index finger. You can flash cure as you go to make everything stay exactly where you want it to. On my middle nail, I added a smaller pearl and an even smaller one at the bottom, along with a little rhinestone, and flash cured those in place. And I also added a large pearl in the center of the flower. On my ring finger, I added a couple of flowers and a pearl, and then finished off the pinky with my butterfly charm. For the thumb, since I'm freestyling, I just decided to add the works. So a rhinestone, a flower, and a pearl just to tie everything together. Once all of my embellishments are in place, I'm going to fully cure everything, and then I'm going to go in with a layer of top coat to seal everything in. I don't know about you guys, but I personally like to add a thin layer of top coat over my embellishments. I feel like it not only helps secure everything, but it also gives the embellishments a little bit of protection so that they're less likely to scratch or lose their finish over time, and I'm going to cure that for a full minute. Then I'm going to use the Crazy Standard Gel, and I'm just going to apply it around the butterfly on my pinky. I didn't apply any regular top coat to this nail because I'm going to use this gel instead. I started by applying it around the charm, especially around the edges, just to seal it in a little bit more. This helps prevent those edges from catching onto things too easily. Then I applied the rest of the gel over the entire nail. Since it's a non-white formula, it essentially works like a top coat. just a thicker version. So I just applied it all over my nail and then I flipped my finger so that the gel can self-level before curing it for 60 seconds. Now I'm going to use the same gel, except this is the thick formula, to create my 3D lines. I'm using an 11mm liner brush, and I'm essentially going to dip my brush into the gel and kind of scoop it up and twirl it around to pick up as much product as I can. And I'm also going to let this gel kind of bulb at the very tip of my brush, and we're just going to start by doing those bubble details. I'm going to place the gel onto my nail and kind of swirl my brush around so that the gel deposits onto the surface. And once you like how it looks, flash cure it in place. I do recommend flash curing these for about 10 seconds and then putting your hand in your lamp for another 10 seconds just to make sure that thicker amount of gel is really cured in place before moving on to the next one. And now for these 3D lines, I'm going to do the same thing but just a little bit more differently. I'm going to dip my brush into the gel again, but this time straight in and straight out. I'm going to let the gel self-level just a little bit before swiping it from the sidewall all the way down to the free edge. Make sure you flash cure after each line so that the gel stays exactly where you place it. And for the pinky, I'm going to create 2 bubbles, one towards the bottom and one towards the cuticle. And this is the finished left hand. I'm going to do my right hand on camera as well, but I'm not really going to explain everything I'm doing this time. I'm mostly just going to let the camera roll and let you guys watch me do my other hand. The 2 hands are pretty similar, so I feel like I'd just be explaining the same things twice, and I'd rather just let you guys watch this one come together. But yeah, I'm going to speed up the process here and let you guys watch. I hope you enjoy! To finish off the look, I'm going to use some lemon cookie cuticle oil. This stuff smells so amazing. And here are the finished nails. You guys, I am so obsessed with how these turned out. I love how the pink chrome just catches the light, especially with all the little pearls and flowers and rhinestones and 3D details. They're so sparkly and girly. I've already gotten so many compliments on these, and it's only been like 2 days. They definitely stand out, especially when the light hits them. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching this tutorial. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!